He is new to Hope Sheds Light, new to our family, and we're very blessed, very grateful for him. Thank you.
Well, welcome to third annual Walk for Hope Sheds Light. There certainly are a lot of people here. When you stand up here, you can see the crowd. That's fantastic. All of us are affected by addiction. Families, friends, loved ones, we've all lost something in our lives. And I'm up here to try and give you the story of me and my wife's life with an addict. But the true inspiration to me is these young people that have come up here and showed us that there is hope, recovery. I want to give them a hand. Well, this all started many years ago when my son was 17 years old. He's 31 years old now. And to tell you the truth, I never thought that any of my children would do drugs, let alone become addicted to them. But that became our reality. And instead of going to a high school graduation, we went to find a recovery for our son, who was in active heroin use. Just bear with me with my cheat sheets here. Like I said, so the journey began, or should I say the horror story. My wife and I were new to drug addiction. We had no idea what to expect. And we thought, oh, we can get over this. I'm a fixer. That's what I do. I've always been like a control freak. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You know, that was me. Everybody thought, you know, Tony can fix it all. Well, I couldn't fix this. I can tell you that. But it was something that, drug addiction, it wasn't something that we liked to talk about back then. Things have changed, obviously. I'm up here on the stage telling everybody my story, and I want to yell it out to everyone. You know, it's unbelievable, the spread of it. It's like the plague. It's like so many deaths of young people, their lives destroyed. It's a sin. We got to stop it somehow. We got to do something. Well, the advice that we were given by a lot of people was throw him out the door. You know, he's a drug addict. Throw him out. But he was our son. You know, and you know, when we looked at him, we didn't see a drug addict or a junkie. He was more to us than that. And he was kind of he was a funny person. He was to bring people home, said, oh, they don't have any money, they need help. Hey, Mom, Dad, could you help them out? And of course, we ended up taking them in and helping them. And he was kind of, you know, you find a lost puppy, he would bring it home. He was that type of kid. But the addiction it just took over. So my wife and I kind of made a pact. We said, we're never going to give up on my son, no matter what. Well, within the next few years, like I said, he was 17. Within the next few years, it was nothing but rehabs and relapses. We went from Pennsy to Florida, Jersey, halfway houses, methadone clinics, Suboxone. I mean, the gamut. We did everything to try and help him. But over and over again, that desire just was strong. It's obviously very strong. So when he turned 21, somehow, I don't know how, by the grace of God, he went to a rehab in Pennsylvania. It was called Seize the Day. And something clicked in his head. And he said, hey, I want to live. So he decided to get clean. He decided to, it was a happy time for us. I could tell you, he was like the poster child for recovery. He attended all the meetings, he followed the 12-step program, he got a sponsor, and he even found God. He used to, I remember seeing him late at night, he'd be kneeling down by his bedside saying his prayers. You know, if that's all it took, I would have been happy. But it was more than that. There were deep-seated issues inside him. Possibly what led to his addiction, you know? So it's like you hear about the dual diagnosis. It's definitely true, you know? And it is a disease. A lot of people say, oh, no, it's not. It's a choice. No, it's not. It's a disease. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I look back in my family history, and yeah, my grandfather was a wino from Italy. You know, it's just it's in your genes, in your makeup. So the good part of it was he turned 21 years old, and he had 5 years of sobriety. 5 years. I mean, that's fantastic. He went down to Florida. He enrolled in college. He got his degree in education. Fantastic. We were celebrating. It was a good time. He even traveled. He traveled for Europe, Australia. He was living the life, let's say, with sobriety. He was feeling emotion again. He was feeling the pain. He was feeling the good parts. He was. We had our son back. Let's just say that. We had him back, and what a great feeling it was. Well, to our dismay, that feeling didn't last, and he relapsed. So our family was devastated. We would say, Anthony would never, ever relapse. Well, guess what? He did. Somebody's out in the water there. But this time, we were more prepared for the relapse because we had been through a lot of different meetings, support groups. You know, the list is so long that I can't even remember them. I mean, I'm not like these young people where I could say it off the cuff. You know, I have to use my sheets, and it was a long time, 17 to 31. I mean, it's a long time. And the thing that we were prepared with his relapse was that we knew that we couldn't fix him, that he was going to have to fix himself. You know, that's what I was saying about me being a control freak. Well, right? You got to fix yourself. You can't depend on everybody else around you to fix it for you. So happened it was another tough time. It was like we started all over again. So we didn't think it could get any worse than what we had already experienced from his first drug addiction. But let me tell you, it got worse. It got real bad. One night we were coming home from ShopRite, my wife and I, and when we got home we noticed the light on in our bedroom upstairs. And I'm like, where's Anthony? Nobody could find Anthony. So I ran up the stairs to our bedroom, and I noticed the light on in the bathroom, and the door was locked. And I'm banging on the door. Anthony, Anthony. There was no sound. All of a sudden I heard like a choking, like gasping, like taking your last breath. It was like, Anthony, Anthony. It was a horrible feeling. My older son heard me. He ran up the stairs, and he's a beefy guy, and he busted the door down. This is a scene I will never forget. There he is laying. Sorry. There he was, curled up on the floor, barely breathing, turning blue, with a syringe laying by his arm. What a terrible feeling to see a child like that. Call 911. Get the emergency people here immediately, you know. And my wife, Jane Ellen, she's right here with my son Anthony. She had cradled him in her arms on the floor while we waited for the EMTs to arrive. They finally came, the police, EMTs, it was a shit show. Sorry for the kids. But they administered naltrexone, Narcan. They had to, 3 times they had to hit him with it before he responded. Tells me he was So anyway, we tried to get him into a rehab facility after that, and let me tell you, it's very difficult. You spend hours on the phone. You're calling up so many different places. Either they want cash, or if you don't have insurance, go call the state facility. We'll put you on a waiting list. It takes months. It's like, we need help right now, not in months. You know, and what do they give you? You give you 30 days or 90 days? That's nothing. I mean, this needs to change to really help people that are addicted. We need something long-term, something strong that's going to stick. Yeah. This should be the #1 thing on Governor Christie's agenda. Let's fix this. There's too many young people dying. I want you to call Steve Willis. I said, Steve Willis, who's he? Right? And we gave him a call, left a message, and he returned the call like immediately. Well, let me tell you, Steve Willis is an attorney, as well as being one of the founders of Hope Sheds Light. And that phone call turned out to be the best. He's a caring, helping person. He's got a voice that makes you feel good. And he's good at what he does. That's for damn straight. Anyway, Anthony met with Steve, but he still held on to his addiction. He still had a hard time. About 2 months later, he hit rock bottom, Anthony. We were out one day at my daughter's house. We came home to find our house destroyed, ransacked. There was Anthony, obviously under the influence. He was looking for money to pay his drug dealer, and he was just irrational. So we called the police. The police came and arrested my own son. We had him arrested. And let me tell you, it was the best thing that we ever did for that kid, let me tell you, to have him arrested and put in jail. Because when he was in jail, something stuck. The pain of being in jail stuck with him. And I guess he was ready to say, that's it, I want to be here, God. I'm alive. So, to everybody out there, I just want to say, there are a lot of people here that have lost loved ones, and my heart goes out to them. It really does. I consider us to be very fortunate to still have my son. But one day at a time, the journey continues. Don't ever lose hope. Like we said, we didn't cause it, we can't control it, and damn straight we can't cure it, but it's the people that we support. And that's why we're here today. We're here to celebrate hope. Not to be sad, to be happy today. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.